Christian all my entire life, and I didn't really have a big thing to talk about. But your story does matter. Even if you think it doesn't matter, it does matter. Everyone's story is different. Everyone's story is, and you have a different path with Jesus. It doesn't matter where you are. It does matter. So don't think it doesn't. My first point is you have to be the change that you wish to see. So getting into that, when I first came here in 5th grade, I didn't really have anyone to connect to. It was really 6th grade where I got together, and it was the first service of the new new year, and Riley Hudson actually came up to me, left her friend group, came up to make sure I was okay, make sure I was good, and a few weeks after that, I noticed that Riley was the person I wanted to be just like. She was on top of things with Jesus, she knew everything, and she was on top of it. I just feel like God used Riley to help me with my actual relationship with Jesus. And then a few weeks later, I invited my whole lunch table to an event we had, which was the scariest thing in my entire life I've ever done. So a lot of them came, and actually, Justine Davidson actually stayed here, and she got baptized a couple weeks ago at Freedom Weekend. And then a couple weeks later, we had disco night, and I invited my other friend Brie Henson, and she got baptized 2 weeks later. So I never did anything bad necessarily before I met Jesus, but I knew that I wasn't living how I wanted to. My dad's a coach. He coaches baseball and football, and I'm a dancer and a cheerleader, so I did all my stuff. I wanted to be just sports in school, nothing with anything else. And Luke's message from a couple weeks ago actually wanted me to change that. He said, we have to take the focus off of ourselves and focus more on 2 things: lost people and helping lost people find Jesus. So my small group a couple weeks ago talked about how we don't really invite our friends to normal church. We really invite them to big things like our summer kickoffs or girls' night or whatever we want to do. And I feel like we need to invite them just to regular church, just to see that Jesus changes every week, changes your life anytime you want to. Not at big events, not at just school. It changes when you want it to change. Romans 1:16 said, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek." Basically, don't be ashamed to share the gospel of Jesus. Don't be ashamed to talk about it at your lunch table, or talk about it at home, or talk about it in the middle of class. Just don't get in trouble. Just don't be afraid to share what you want to share. You may feel like your story and your path with Jesus is not cool or not what you want it to be and not just important, but I promise it is. Just because you didn't have a drastic thing happen in your life that changes your whole story doesn't mean that it's not important. It means that just because you don't have a big thing doesn't mean it's not important. I didn't think I was going to be here on this stage a year ago from today, but I'm a normal human being like all of you are. And last semester when we all did the last one, everyone had dramatic and amazing stories, and I was so confused, because I don't have that. And I am just saying that you can be on this stage. You just have to open up the word about Jesus and find your way home, because I promise you, Jesus